What's going on, Five9 friends? Ironcane here as your host for your weekly dose of Gacha news. Unfortunately, Nolar won't be able to join us for a few weeks, so wish him well in the comments below. Also, let us know if you guys like us splitting up the first half of the show talking about just global news and the second half talking about JP and beyond, because for this episode, I'm not going to be splitting anything up. I'd like to know what you guys prefer. This time, I'm just going to be going through story by story. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, feel free to leave it a like and subscribe to Five9 Gaming Mobile for all your gacha related needs. Without further delay, let's get right into this week's news. Hype for the release of the second half of AOT's final season, then you may want to listen up for this story. Attack on Titan Brave Order is now up for pre-registration. If players manage to hit 300,000 registrations, all users will be rewarded with 10 Pyrogens at launch. The title is described as a multiplayer RPG where players get to become a member of the Survey Corps. Players will be able to fight Titans alongside iconic characters like Eren and Mikasa, who, with the rest of the cast, will be fully voiced, with exclusive voice lines created exclusively for this title. Those looking to pre-register for Attack on Titan Brave Order will have to bust out the good old VPN, because this game is only up for pre-registration for Android and iOS devices for JP at this time. If there's any word on a global version, we'll make sure to update you as soon as possible. Looking for a new mobile arena game to play? Look no further, because Star Wars Hunters is in early access for Android devices right now. The game is being developed by Zynga Inc. and Lucasfilm Games. As previously mentioned, Hunters is a competitive arena combat game, but what you might not know is that it takes place after the fall of the Galactic Empire. The title features a unique cast of characters like Sentinel, a stormtrooper who fights on even after the fall of the Empire, Geass, a Wookiee who specializes in dismantling droids and other opponents, Aran Tal, a Mandalorian who fights for justice, Reeve, a dark side warrior who isn't afraid to play dirty, J3DI, or Jedi, a droid who believes that he is one with the Force, and even Utuni, two little Jawas who have a full arsenal of firepower. That's just naming a few characters. Players can also control a rebel character, a bounty hunter, a junkie joyrider, with more characters on the way as well. Battles are done 4 versus 4 with 3 different classes for players to choose from. The damage class specializes in dealing an onslaught of heavy attacks, being a huge threat to competitors. The support class concentrates on healing and helping out teammates. Lastly, there's the tank class, where characters in this category are the most difficult to take down while taking the brunt of incoming damage. If the title sounds at all interesting to you, it's currently up for pre-registration, with a total of 6 rewards being distributed to users for getting 1 million registrations in total. The game is set to release sometime this year for Nintendo Switch and Android and iOS devices worldwide. But for those looking to try out the game right now, Star Wars Hunters is currently in early access for Android devices in India, the Philippines, Malaysia, and Indonesia. To participate, create a Google account for one of these areas using a VPN, skip the part where it asks for a mobile number, accept the TNCs, and complete your sign up. Afterwards, all you need to do is search and download the game. Just remember to keep your VPN on while playing. If you have any trouble, look in the description below for more details. Disgaea RPG is coming to Steam. The game is expected to arrive for Steam sometime next year. Currently, the JP version of the game is already available on Steam, so it makes sense that the game will be getting a Western release on Steam as well. The Steam port will also be launching in early access this coming winter in 2022. It's speculated to be in early access for around 2 months for Voltron to test out server stability and catch any bugs or glitches, releasing soon after. When a release date for early access to play the localized Steam version is revealed, we'll make sure to let you guys know as soon as possible here on Gacha News. If you're unfamiliar with the title, it features various heroes and villains from the entire Disgaea franchise, with the locations, tunes, enemies, and the active turn-based combat fans know and love. Disgaea RPG is immediately available on Android and iOS devices for global and JP. Geass, Luh-loosh of the Rebellion Lost Stories has restarted development. The title was originally revealed way back in 2018, but has since gone dark, leading to this announcement. Its developers, DMM Games, has disclosed that Japanese developers F4 Samurai will be in lead development for the game. According to Japanese news outlet Famitsu, the mobile title will be released during spring of next year, but with development restarting, I wouldn't hold your breath. As you saw in the trailer in the top left, the nightmare frames will appear entirely in 3D with the motion graphics used for social interactions. Players have two options for avatars to choose from for their protagonist, with full voice acting and new story being available as well. Geass, Luh-loosh of the Rebellion Lost Stories is expected to release spring 2022 for Android and iOS devices as well as PC, with no word of a future Western release at this time. For collaborations this week, we have King of Fighters, which will be having a crossover event with Guilty Gear. The collaboration is set to take place next week on November 23rd and will feature 6 characters from Guilty Gear XRD Rev 2. The characters include Soul Bad Guy, Baiken, Ino, Mei, Ram Lethal, and last but not least, Dizzy. During the celebration, there'll be a special collaboration story where players can earn themed prizes based on Guilty Gear. Mei can be acquired completely for free through login bonuses, with Soul Bad Guy being obtainable for free as well, but through the completion of missions and events. The last thing we know is that there will be a new collab dungeon for players to tackle. According to the game's official website, there's still more goodies to be revealed, so keep an eye out when the collaboration begins on the 23rd next week. King of Fighters is immediately available on Android and iOS devices for global. Pre-registration for Tower of God M, The Great Journey is now available. Unfortunately, there's no gameplay to show at this point, but the title is described as a 2D action RPG. Based on the images that have been released, it looks like players will comprise teams of at least 3, possibly 4 units, with 3 special attacks and a basic attack being at players' disposal. More information about the title is confirmed to be shown at G-Star 2021, which is taking place as we speak. So hopefully we'll have more information to go through in a future episode. Tower of God M, The Great Journey will release in the near future on Android and iOS devices for KN. For my last story this week, I'll be talking about good old Genshin Impact and its upcoming 2.3 update called Amidst Sandstorms. The update will introduce 2 new characters and some new events and bosses. Let's go over it, shall we? First up for units, we have Goru, a 4-star bow-wielding Geo unit who can buff allied Geo characters. The 5-star unit coming is Arataki Ito, a Claymore-wielding Geo user who has Oni blood running through his veins. He specializes in strength with the ability to turn into the Raging Oni King, buffing his attack power tremendously while lowering his defenses. For events, players will be returning to Dragonspine, reuniting with old faces like Albedo, Eula, and others to complete various challenges. By doing so, players will be rewarded with a 4-star sword called the Cinnabar Spindle, and if you like, you can even make snowmen. In Surumi Island, a new boss called the Golden Wolf Lord will appear. It has the ability to apply corrosion on players, lowering their health regardless of shields. To watch the tutorial that you've been seeing glimpses of in the top left, check the description out below. It'll go more in depth than we did here. Genshin Impact is immediately available worldwide on PS4, PS5, PC, and Android and iOS devices, with the version 2.3 update arriving November 23rd. That concludes this week's episode of Gacha News. We may or may not have an episode next week because of Thanksgiving, so if I don't get to tell you guys then, I'd like to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. And if you don't celebrate it, I'd like to thank you for watching and leaving comments. We really do read every single one. With that said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.